You know exactly who I'm talking about. We all have that phantom version of ourselves living in the back of our minds. It's the version of you that actually followed through on every promise you ever made to yourself. The version that woke up early, put in the reps, did the deep work, had the hard conversations, and built the life you secretly know you are entirely capable of living. But right now, you are miles away from that person. The gap between who you know you could be and the pathetic, comfortable reality you are currently settling for is tearing you apart. It's a quiet agony. It doesn't scream at you. It just sits heavy in your chest at 2 a.m. when the distractions run out and it's just you and the ceiling. You go to sleep swearing that tomorrow will be different. Tomorrow you'll flip the switch. Tomorrow you'll finally become the person you are destined to be. But tomorrow comes, and you do the exact same things you did today. You hit snooze. You negotiate with your own weakness. You consume instead of create. You surrender to comfort. If you clicked on this video, it's because you are tired of lying to yourself. You are sick and tired of watching your potential evaporate while you sit on the sidelines of your own life. Today, we are going to have a very real, very uncomfortable conversation. We are going to deconstruct exactly why you are trapped, why your current mindset is a toxic cage, and how you can violently close the gap between the person you are today and the ghost of the future you that is begging you to wake up. We are at the end of this conversation, and now the heavy lifting belongs entirely to you. You have two choices right now as this video ends. Choice number one, you can do what you always do. You can feel a brief rush of motivation. You can say, wow, that was a really intense video. I really need to get my life together. You can leave a comment about how you're going to start grinding. And then you can open another tab. You can go back to scrolling. You can let the feeling fade. You can go to sleep tonight the exact same person you were when you woke up, letting another marble fall out of your jar. You can guarantee that 10 years from now, that future version of you will look at you with total, heartbreaking disgust. Or you can make choice number two. You can decide that right now, this very second, the old you is dead. The negotiations are over. The excuses are officially irrelevant. You can look at the ghost of your future self and promise them that you are coming to meet them. You can embrace the pain of discipline. You can welcome the friction. You can realize that everything you want is on the other side of the things you don't want to do. The clock is ticking. The jar is emptying. Your invisible rival is out there right now, lacing up their shoes, opening their laptop, and doing the work you are avoiding. Are you going to let them take what is yours? Are you going to let your potential rot inside of a comfortable cage? Wake up. The monster is starving. Feed it the work. Get up right now, turn this screen off, and go build the person you swore you would be. Let's start with the biggest lie you tell yourself every single day. The lie of tomorrow. Here's what's crazy. You walk around acting like you have an unlimited bank account of time. You treat your days like they are cheap, expendable commodities. When you waste a Tuesday endlessly scrolling through short-form content, watching other people live their dreams, you don't feel a sense of loss. You just shrug and think, I've got tomorrow. I'll get back on track on Monday. I'll start fresh on the first of the month. But time doesn't work like that. The universe doesn't care about your arbitrary starting lines. Imagine for a second that I handed you a glass jar, and inside that jar were marbles. Each marble represents one morning you have left on this earth, where you wake up with the physical energy, the mental clarity, and the actual opportunity to completely change the trajectory of your life. Every single time you open your eyes in the morning, a marble is permanently removed from that jar and thrown into the ocean. If you could actually see that jar, if you could see the exact finite number of mornings you have left, you would panic. You would never hit the snooze button again. You would launch out of bed with a sense of violent urgency. But because the jar is invisible, you gamble. You gamble your potential on the assumption that there is always more time. Wasted time is the silent killer of dreams. When you fail at something, it's loud, it hurts. It leaves a mark, but it teaches you a lesson. Wasted time doesn't teach you anything. It just quietly slips out the back door, taking the best versions of you along with it. And one day, you're going to wake up, look at the calendar, realize a decade has vanished, and you won't be able to point to a single meaningful thing that you traded it for. The ghost of your future self is disgusted. Because they know how precious those marbles were, and they have to live with the consequences of you throwing them away for temporary comfort. So why do we do it? If we know we are wasting time, if we know we are disappointing ourselves, why is it so incredibly hard to just do the work? Most people never realize this, but your problem isn't that you are lazy. Truly lazy people do not care that they are lazy. They don't watch videos like this. They don't feel the crushing weight of unfulfilled potential. If you are watching this, you feel guilt. You feel anxiety. That means you care. Your problem isn't a lack of motivation, and it certainly isn't a lack of information. You already know exactly what you need to do to change your life. Your problem is your pain threshold. Listen to me very carefully. Every single human being has a threshold for how much dissatisfaction they are willing to tolerate before they are absolutely forced to take action. Right now, your threshold for living a mediocre life is simply too high. You have developed a dangerous, toxic superpower. The ability to endure a life you hate without doing anything to change it. You've probably noticed this too. You can absorb massive amounts of disappointment, low self-esteem, financial stress, and physical sluggishness, and yet you still function. You still go to work, you still smile at your friends, you still order your coffee, and you still go to sleep. You have mastered the art of surviving in a state of quiet desperation. We often think of resilience as a good thing, but when you apply resilience to a miserable situation, it becomes a curse. Your ability to tolerate your own excuses is the exact mechanism that is keeping you trapped. Your brain is a survival machine. It is constantly running a subconscious calculation. Is the pain of staying where I am greater than the pain of changing? Right now, for you, the pain of changing, the early mornings, the grueling workouts, the rejection, the discipline, the isolation of focused work, feels worse than the dull, familiar ache of staying exactly the same. So your brain automatically chooses to stay. It's not a conscious choice. It's a biological algorithm. If you want to break out of this, you don't need more motivation. Motivation is a cheap sugar rush. What you need is to make staying the same absolutely unbearable. You have to take a long, hard look at your life. Strip away all the coping mechanisms. Stop distracting yourself with entertainment and allow yourself to truly feel how unacceptable your current baseline is. You have to let the disgust wash over you until the pain of staying average massively outweighs the pain of getting to work. But think about it for a second. While you are sitting here negotiating with your comfort, trying to find the perfect playlist to start studying, waiting for the exact right mood to hit you before you go to the gym, someone else is already out there doing it. I want you to construct an image in your mind of a person. They are your exact age. They have your exact same background, the same resources, the same amount of natural talent, and the exact same goal. They want the exact same life you want. They want the same career, the same financial freedom, the same physical health. It's 6 a.m. on a cold, rainy Tuesday. You are both tired. You both have a headache. You both have a dozen valid excuses to stay in bed. You look at the alarm, tell yourself, I need rest, and roll over. They look at the alarm, feel the exact same exhaustion, the exact same resistance, and they throw the covers off anyway. Not because they have superhuman motivation, not because they feel like it, but because the thought of not getting what they want makes them physically sick. They are driven by a hunger that you have allowed to go to sleep. Every single day, this invisible rival is stacking hours against you. When you choose the easy path, you are literally handing them your dream on a silver platter. They don't feel bad for you. They don't even know you exist. They are just quietly and methodically building the life that you are merely daydreaming about. When you finally see them cross the finish line 5 years from now, you're going to be tempted to call them lucky. You'll tell your friends they had better connections, better genetics, or better timing. But deep down, in the quietest part of your soul, you will know the devastating truth. They just wanted it more than you did. They were willing to bleed for it in the dark, while you were protecting your comfort in the light. Now here's the interesting part. When people decide they finally want to change their lives, they usually approach it like a home renovation. They think, okay, I'm going to keep my basic personality, my current habits, my current friends, and my current mindset. I'm just going to add a new coat of paint. I'll add a 30-minute workout to my schedule. I'll read 10 pages of a book. They want the massive transformation, but they want to remain the exact same person while achieving it. I am here to tell you that is impossible. The person you are right now, your current identity, your current beliefs, your current comfort zones, is the architect of the exact life you are desperately trying to escape. The mindset that built your prison cannot be the same mindset that builds your palace. If you want the life of your future self, the current version of you has to die. I'm talking about a controlled demolition of your ego. You have to look at the stories you tell yourself. I'm just not a morning person. I've always struggled with focus. I'm not naturally athletic. And you have to realize that those stories are not biological facts. They are just a cage that you decorated to feel safe. Think about the process of forging a high-quality sword. You don't just take a piece of metal, polish it up, and call it a weapon. You put it in a blazing fire until it is glowing red hot and fundamentally altered. Then you pull it out and hit it with a massive hammer, over and over and over again. You are literally beating the impurities out of it. You are destroying its original shape to forge something sharper, harder, and infinitely more resilient. That is what you have to do to yourself. You have to willingly walk into the fire of friction, discipline, and failure. You have to let the hammer of hard work strike you until all the impurities, the laziness, the entitlement, the fear of judgment, are completely beaten out of your system. It is going to hurt. It is supposed to hurt. Growth is not a gentle, peaceful process. It is a violent, disruptive evolution. If it doesn't challenge you, if it doesn't make you want to quit, it is not changing you. You must stop trying to protect the fragile, comfortable version of yourself. Let them shatter. From the rubble, you can finally build someone unbreakable. As you start to change, as you start to demolish the old you, you are going to encounter resistance. Not just from your own brain, but from the world around you. And this is where things change. As you become more disciplined, people are going to start telling you that you are doing too much. They will tell you to calm down, to take a break, to be realistic, to come out and have a drink, to just enjoy the weekend. They will see the intensity in your eyes. They will see the strictness of your schedule, and it will make them uncomfortable. Why? Because your relentless pursuit of greatness holds up a mirror to their own settling. Your discipline exposes their laziness. For years, you have probably been suppressing a very intense part of yourself just to fit in. You have this drive, this almost aggressive hunger for more. But society told you that being obsessed is a bad thing. So you put a leash on it. You buried your intensity under layers of politeness, social media scrolling, and trying to be chill. That was the biggest mistake you ever made. That intensity, that burning, irrational hunger for greatness, that isn't a flaw. That is your greatest asset. It is the only thing that can propel you out of mediocrity. You have to stop apologizing for wanting more. You have to unleash that monster inside you. Let it run. Let it dictate your schedule. Let it consume your excuses. Let it terrify the people who want you to stay average. The people who actually win at the highest levels of life are not normal. They are deeply, unapologetically obsessed. They do not care about balance. They care about conquering their goals. When you feel that dark, undeniable surge of ambition hit you at 3:00 a.m., don't try to go back to sleep. Listen to it. It's the ghost of your future self screaming at you to finally step into your power. So how do we practically bridge this massive gap? How do we actually become that future self? It requires a mental shift that sounds insane to the average person. You have to develop a delusion that is fundamentally stronger than your current reality. Right now, you let your current circumstances dictate what you are allowed to dream about. You look at your empty bank account, your out-of-shape body, or your lack of connections, and you shrink your goals to fit that reality. You are letting the present dictate the future. Champions do the exact opposite. They build a hyper-vivid, undeniable image of their future self in their mind. They see the exact person they are going to become down to the smallest detail. How that person walks, how they talk, how they handle stress, what time they wake up, the standards they hold for themselves. They make that future identity so real in their minds that their current reality starts to feel like a temporary mistake. When you have a vision that powerful, reality has no choice but to bend and catch up to it. You stop making decisions based on who you are today, and you start making decisions based on who you are destined to be. Every single morning, before your feet hit the floor, I want you to ask yourself one simple question. What would the future version of me do today? Would the future you, the millionaire you, the incredibly fit you, the highly respected you, would they hit snooze? Would they eat garbage for breakfast? Would they spend 2 hours scrolling through TikTok? No, they wouldn't. So you don't do it either. You act out the identity of your future self before you have the results. You do not rise to the level of your goals. You fall to the level of your self-image. If you view yourself as a procrastinator who is trying to get better, you will always slide back into procrastination. But if you view yourself as a relentlessly disciplined force of nature, who is simply trapped in an older, weaker body right now, you will act with undeniable force. You must hold that future image in your mind until the tension between who you are and who you are pretending to be snaps, and you actually become them.